Welcome to Aging Gracefully with Julie, a podcast created to encourage, support, and walk alongside caregivers, seniors, and families navigating the aging journey through Christian encouragement and practical advice. Whether you're a caring parent, supporting a loved one, or simply looking for wisdom and encouragement as you age gracefully, this space is for you. Our hope is that you leave feeling informed, encouraged, and reminded that you are not walking this journey alone. Today, we're talking about finding love later in life. Now, here's Julie.
Hello, I'm your host, Julie, and welcome to Aging Gracefully with Julie. On this episode, we will explore the beautiful and often complex journey of finding love and companionship as we age. In a world that often glorifies youthful romance, we're here to celebrate the depth, wisdom, and unique joys of relationships in our golden years. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into today's topic, finding love as we age gracefully. The idea that romance and deep connection are reserved for the young is one of the most persistent myths of our culture. But we know better, don't we? We know that the heart doesn't have an expiration date. In fact, the capacity for love, for partnership, for intimacy, it only deepens like a fine wine colored by the richness of our experiences. But let's be honest, it's not always simple. The landscape has changed. We've changed. We carry with us a lifetime of lessons, joys, and yes, a few scars. So, how do we navigate this new chapter? How do we open ourselves to the possibility of love again with wisdom and grace? We'll talk about the crucial first step of self-love. We'll demystify the world of modern dating, redefine what partnership can mean, and discuss intimacy in all its forms. This isn't about chasing the past. It's about embracing the beautiful, vibrant present. So, take a comfortable breath and let's begin. The most important relationship we will ever have is the one we have with ourselves. You've heard it 1,000 times, but it has never been more true than when we seek partnership in our later years. Before we can truly connect with someone else, we have to reconnect with the person we've become. Think about who you were at 25. What did you want in a partner then? For me, I remember being drawn to a certain kind of fiery energy, a whirlwind of excitement and spontaneity. It was thrilling. My priorities have settled. Like fine sediment in a river, the noise has drifted away, and what's left is much more clear. Now, I value peace more than passion. I value a shared, quiet understanding more than a loud declaration. That fiery energy I once craved now looks a lot like, well, a lot of work. And that's not a criticism of my younger self. It's an acknowledgement of growth. This is our first task, to take a gentle, honest inventory of who we are now. We've weathered storms. We've raised families, built careers, cared for parents, and navigated losses. These experiences are not baggage. They are the chisel that has sculpted us. They carved into us a capacity for empathy, resilience, and a profound understanding of what truly matters. We're not damaged goods. We are handcrafted originals. So, I invite you to take some time for reflection. Perhaps with a journal or on a long walk, ask yourself, what have my past relationships taught me about what I need? Not just what I want, but what I truly need to feel safe, seen, and cherished. What are my absolute non-negotiables? Maybe in your 30s, it was about shared hobbies. Now, maybe it's about shared values or a similar view on life and family. Perhaps the most important question is, how do I enjoy my own company? A partner should be the beautiful, wonderful addition to an already fulfilling life, not the solution to an empty life. What brings you joy on your own? Is it gardening? Is it reading? Is it painting? Or is it learning a new language? Nurture that. Cultivate your own garden first. A vibrant, well-tended garden is a lovely place to be, and it naturally attracts others who appreciate its beauty. When you are content in your own world, you project an energy of wholeness, not of need, and that is incredibly attractive. Don't be afraid of the past heartbreaks. Acknowledge them. I remember after my divorce, for a long time, I felt like I had a giant failure sticker on my forehead. But with time and reflection, I realized that marriage didn't fail. It was a complete chapter of my life. A chapter that gave me laughter and lessons that I would never trade. It ended, and that ending was painful, but it wasn't a failure. It was just the end of the chapter. Accepting this allowed me to turn the page, not with a sense of dread, but with curiosity for what the next chapter might hold. Our past doesn't define our future, but it does inform our present. Let it inform you with wisdom, not with fear. This self-acceptance is the bedrock upon which any new, healthy relationship can be built. To truly anchor ourselves in this practice of self-discovery, let's try a small guided exercise. You can simply listen or perhaps grab that journal I mentioned earlier. First, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Now ask yourself, what are 3 qualities you possess today that you didn't have 20 years ago? Perhaps it's a profound patience, a quiet resilience, or a wicked sense of humor sharpened by time. Acknowledge these. They are your superpowers. Now, let's go a bit deeper. Acknowledging our strengths is crucial, but so is making peace with our history. For many of us, this means addressing the ghosts of relationships past. Whether it's the lingering pain of a divorce, the deep grief of losing a spouse, or the quiet narrative of long-term singlehood. This emotional legacy shapes how we approach new connections. The goal isn't to erase the past. That is impossible. The goal is to integrate it, to understand its lessons, and to ensure it doesn't cast a shadow over our future. If you're coming from a difficult divorce, for example, it's vital to separate the lessons from the bitterness. The lesson might be about recognizing the importance of shared values. The bitterness is the lingering anger that can poison a new relationship before it even starts. Healing is the process of extracting the wisdom and letting the raw emotion soften. All right, so we've taken a look inward. We're feeling more grounded in who we are today. Now comes the part that can feel daunting. Venturing out into the world of dating. For many of us, the rules of the game have changed completely from the last time we were single. The elephant in the room, of course, is the internet, dating apps, and websites. It's easy to be cynical about them. The swiping, the profiles, the ghosting, it can feel impersonal and frankly quite exhausting. And it can be. But I want to offer a different perspective. Think of these platforms not as a maze of disappointment, but as a tool. A simple, modern tool designed to do one thing: introduce you to people you otherwise would have never met. That's it. It's a digital handshake. The key is to use this tool with intention and a healthy dose of detachment. First, it's your profile. This is your digital first impression. Be honest, be authentic, and yes, use recent photos, the ones with the smile lines and the silver in your hair. Those lines tell a story. That silver is a crown of wisdom. Don't post a photo from 10 years ago. You're not trying to attract someone who wants the 2016 version of you. You're looking for someone who connects with the incredible person you are right now. In your bio, don't just list what you want. Share who you are. Instead of your bio line being looking for a partner with a good sense of humor, try something like, I'm the person who will laugh until I cry at a silly movie, and I'm looking for someone who doesn't take life too seriously. Be specific. Talk about your love for early morning walks or the way you get lost in a good historical novel. This paints a picture and gives people a real entry point for conversation. Now, managing the process. First, set boundaries. Maybe you only spend 20 minutes a day on the app. Treat it like you're checking your email. It's not like a Vegas slot. Don't get emotionally invested in a profile or a series of texts. The goal is to move from digital to in-person connection relatively quickly. A simple coffee or walk in the park. Chemistry cannot be assessed through a screen. You need to feel someone's presence. Hear the cadence of their voice. See how they interact with the world around them. And yes, you will face rejection. People will unmatch you. Conversations will fizzle out. But please do not take this personally. It is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of a million unknown variables, such as timing, distance, personal preferences, someone getting back with an ex. It has nothing to do with you. Think of it as sorting. You are simply sorting through connections to find the one that fits the most. And some won't, and that's okay, because it only takes one. But let's not forget the world beyond the swipe. It's just as important, if not more so, to put yourself in environments where you can meet people organically. This goes back to cultivating your own garden. Join that hiking club. Take that pottery class you've been curious about. Volunteer for a cause that you believe in. A friend of mine, a lovely woman in her late 60s, was convinced that she'd be alone forever. She loved history, so on a whim, she started volunteering as a docent at a local museum. And there, among dusty artifacts and quiet galleries, she met a gentleman who shared her passion. They started by debating the merits of a particular exhibit, and now, 3 years later, they travel the world visiting historical sites together. The beauty of this approach is that you're not hunting for a partner. You're living a full, interesting life. The focus is on the activity itself, on your own enrichment and enjoyment. Meeting someone becomes a wonderful potential, not the sole, pressure-filled goal. It allows you to be your most relaxed, authentic self. So be open, smile at people, start small conversations. You never know where a simple hello might lead. As we get older, the very definition of what we seek in a relationship often undergoes a profound transformation. the wild, all-consuming, can't eat, can't sleep romance of our youth, while beautiful in its own right, often makes way for something quieter, deeper, and infinitely more sustaining: companionship. Let's not mistake companionship for a consolation prize. It is the grand prize. It's the person you can sit with in comfortable silence, reading in the same room, each lost in your own world, but perfectly content in the shared space. It's the person who knows exactly how you take your coffee without asking. It's having a hand to hold when you get good news and a shoulder to lean on when the news is bad. It's the shared history you build one small, ordinary day at a time. This kind of love is not about losing yourself in another person. It's about two independent people choosing to walk their paths side by side. Your lives are already built. You have your own homes, your own finances, your own families, and established friendships. A new partnership doesn't need to merge all of that in the way a young marriage often does. It can be a beautiful living apart together arrangement, or it can be a shared home. The rules are yours to write. The freedom is in designing a relationship that fits the lives you already have, rather than dismantling your lives to fit a preconceived notion of a relationship. And within this companionship lies a new, more expansive understanding of intimacy. Intimacy is so much more than what happens in the bedroom. Let's talk about the different kinds. There's emotional intimacy, the safety to be vulnerable, to admit you're scared or that you're wrong, to share a quiet fear or a secret dream, knowing it will be held with care. This is a level of trust that often takes years to build, but at our age, we have a PhD in human nature. We can often recognize a safe harbor for our heart much more quickly. There's intellectual intimacy, the thrill of sharing ideas with someone who challenges you and makes you think. It's reading the same book and having a passionate discussion about it. It's forwarding an article you know they'll find fascinating. It's respecting each other's mind. For me, there is nothing more wonderful than knowing my partner will not only listen to my latest fascination, but will engage with it, will ask questions, and will share their own perspective. It keeps the mind and the relationship alive and vibrant. And of course, there is the physical intimacy. Our bodies change. Our relationship with physical touch changes as well. It may become less about athletic performance and more about tenderness, connection, and profound affection. A lingering hug, holding hands while walking, a gentle touch on the arm. These small acts of physical connection can be incredibly powerful. They are a constant, gentle reassurance of presence and care. Sex, too, can become a deeper, more emotionally connected experience, free from the pressures and insecurities of youth. It becomes another language of communication, an expression of the deep bond you've built. As we draw our time together to a close, let's just take a moment to gather the threads of our conversation. We began where all great journeys must begin, and that is with ourselves, with the understanding that knowing and loving the person we are today is the essential foundation for any relationship to come. We are not the same people we were decades ago, and that is a thing to be celebrated. Our experiences have given us wisdom, clarity, and depth. We then ventured into the modern world of dating, reframing it not as a source of dread, but as a tool to be used with intention, authenticity, and a healthy emotional distance. We remembered the importance of living a full, vibrant life of our own, creating opportunities for connection to happen naturally as a beautiful addition to a life already well lived. And finally, we explored the beautiful evolution of love, from the fire of youthful romance to the warm, steady glow of deep companionship. We redefine intimacy as a multifaceted gem encompassing the emotional, the intellectual, and the physical, all grounded in trust, respect, and shared experience. If you take one thing away from our talk today, let it be this: it is never, ever too late for love. The love you may find in this season of your life will not be a faded copy of what came before. It will be something entirely new. It will be a love built on the solid ground of self-knowledge, a love that doesn't need to be loud to be profound, a love that finds its greatest joy in the simple, quiet miracle of having a true partner for the journey. So be brave, be open, be patient with yourself and with the process, and above all, be hopeful. The next great love story of your life is not a story that needs to be relived, but one that is still waiting to be written, and you, my friend, are holding the pen. Thank you for joining me on Aging Gracefully with Julie. Be well, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Aging Gracefully with Julie. We pray today's conversation brought you encouragement, wisdom, and a little more peace for that journey. Before you go, be sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. You can find Aging Gracefully with Julie on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever most podcasts can be found. If this episode encouraged you, please share this with someone caring for a parent, or send this to a caregiver who may need encouragement today. You never know who may need to hear these words right now. We'd love to hear from you. Comment your prayer request and let us know how we can be praying for you and your family. And if this show has been a blessing, please take a moment to leave a review. It helps others discover encouragement, support, and hope for the caregiving journey. For more information about Julie Cruz and Aging Gracefully with Julie, visit aginggracefullyWithJulieLLC.com. And if you have questions for Julie or topic suggestions for a future episode, you can email her at aginggracefullyWithJulie@outlook.com. Next time on Aging Gracefully with Julie, we'll be talking about socialization as we age gracefully. Until then, remember, you are not walking this caregiving journey alone. God sees your love, your sacrifice, and your heart. Take care, stay encouraged, and keep aging gracefully.